Hello, I'm Memphis, and I'm going into 11th grade.
Hi, I'm Leo, and I'm also going to 11th grade. As a quick announcement, our teammate Amelia had a scheduling conflict and couldn't make it to the slam, but I would like to acknowledge all the work she did on the project.
Today, we want to share with you our final project that we have worked on for the past month. The topic of our AgroTek Academy, Culturing Cells for Healthy Soils, was, of course, soil science. During the camp, we learned more than just scientific knowledge. More specifically, we learned how to communicate our research with others. During one workshop, we got to hear from Game Theory, a game design company. During their presentation, we learned how games can be used to convey information in a way that makes people enjoy their learning. We were inspired by this presentation to make a game of our own. We also want to acknowledge that the premise of this game, The Three Sisters, comes from indigenous peoples spanning all of the Americas. This practice was known to have originated in Southwest North America, which spread to many different places in the Americas. And over there, it was frequently referred to as Milpa versus the Three Sisters. Our game is intended to celebrate this 5,000-year-old practice, not appropriate what has been used and still is used to this day.
Basically, we merged soil science with the concept of educational games to create an interactive board game. The basic idea of the game is to move across the game board with the roll of a die, with each player playing as one of three plants. Players can be corn, as seen on this slide, beans, or squash, which are the three plants that make up the Three Sisters technique of agriculture, another topic that we learned about in camp and tied into our game. As the players move their pieces over the game board, their plants either gain or lose various nutrients. Players draw or forfeit nutrient cards according to which square they land on, and the player with the most cards at the end of the game wins.
For example, a player might land on a square where they collect cards, such as in the square, erosion washes in sediment rich in phosphorus. Collect 2 phosphorus cards. Or they might land on a square that involves them losing nutrients, such as excess rain washes away nutrients, lose 1 of each nutrient card. Players can learn about whichever nutrient that card they land on by taking a look at the information on the card, as you can see on this slide.
While designing our game, we kept in mind many of the concepts of effective game design that we learned about during our academy. For example, we incorporated elements of surprise, elements of skill and self-expression, and elements of luck.
As we worked on our project, we combined our skill sets to get the best results.
I enjoy visual representation, so I worked on designing the game board. Amelia likes the research side of things, so she gathered information on the nutrients and each of their effects on plants to design the cards and make the text for the game board squares.
Personally, I'm familiar with 3D modeling, so I worked on designing the actual game pieces, which we made and printed ourselves. At camp and over Zoom calls, we all brainstormed ideas and game rules. We had fun designing this game and connecting many of the concepts we learned about at camp. We have more parts of our game over by our window, which is window number 4, and where we are displaying some of the cards that we are using in our game, as well as the actual 3D printed game piece, which you'll be able to pick up and feel free to interact with before you vote. Thank you for coming to our presentation. Oh, yeah, questions. How could I forget questions?
If this is a game that you want to increase education around these issues, who is the target audience? How would you feel about educating?
Target audience is this isn't necessarily like a really little kids game, but maybe I'm thinking around people at least mildly interested in agriculture or at least science, because it has a very as we saw in previous slides, it can be a little bit wordy, but it also is for people who just want to try out something. So I'm thinking age range between possibly 14 to 17. And of course, any other like adults wanting to play it as well. Or forced to. Misha? Whether you go to the right or left, such as evidence on here, we have our, that is one of the aspects of personal choice. Sometimes it might be a good idea for one specific piece, or it might be less risky for one specific piece to take left or right. But it really comes down to, as we learned in the game theory workshop, one of the most important parts in a game is being able to have choice and self-expression, instead of feeling railroaded and stuck on one path. You want to be able to make your own choices, make your own decisions.
We actually have not played the game entirely through yet. It's not quite done. Enough for the presentation, but we still have to write out the rule book fully. And we have a couple more pieces to print, so once that's done, we'll kind of run through it. Yeah.
Instead of a normal printer, 3D printers have a 99% chance of failure. All right, thank you.
Thank you.